What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. You See It, and we out here, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys for stopping by my channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell button, man. Hit the notifications. But listen, this video is strictly about my experience with Carvana, with purchasing, with the online, my selections, talking to the advocates, going through the processes and the phases in purchasing the car. And then I'll make another video kind of showing you the walk around, showing you everything in the inside. So y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. I got something for you. We be back. Hey, you see it. Let's see how this goes. We about to go. I go see Mom Dukes. I ain't seen nothing in a minute. Hey, YouTube has been real good. It's been real good today. So YouTube. You want me to set the money on the ground so you can see it? You can't kind of give me a little. And collecting I go. Alright, so Carvana, what to expect when you're online ordering and purchasing your car. So here's a few tips of what I had to do, what I went through, and some things that kind of were hiccups or that kind of helped me, some beneficials, blah blah blah. Alright, so first things first, know what you want when you are going to make your purchase. Okay, know what type of vehicle, what type of features, whether you want a sports package, whether you want something family, something small, a gas saver. Know everything that you want about your car, because it's going to make the process a lot more easier, not just for the advocates at Carvana, but for you as the buyer. So I've been like searching for a new car for the past couple of months, and I knew where I wanted to go. I knew I was going to try Carvana. I did all my research. I did my YouTube. I did everything, but I didn't never get the full throttle of a review to show you what you need to know and what you got to have, you know. So I'm gonna kind of break it down, not like everything in detail. I'm just going to give you some things that I did. Hopefully it'll be able to help you. Okay. So first thing first, all right, when you're dealing with your finances and your credit, I'm not going to say that your credit is not an issue. I'm not going to say it could be an issue, whether it's good or bad. I know at the time, I have been working on my credit for over a year. I've been trying to get it back to where in a good state. I think I'm pretty solid now. So with that being said, with my career, my job, those of y'all that follow my channel, I'm a truck driver. So some things may be different from the average person. Once I put that in, got my down payment, what I was gonna do, I started searching and started looking for cars. I started looking for different types. I found a car online, and it's so easy on there, man. That app, I was on my phone, I was on the mobile app on Carvana, and I just want to throw this out there. I'm not sponsored by Carvana or anybody for doing this. This is just for me to help you. So once I did everything, I searched for my car. I saw it was a Mazda 6. I saw like a Mustang. I saw some BMWs and stuff that was in my price range that I was able to do with that same down payment. And that's what I like. They honor your down payment no matter what car it is. Like, let's just say your down payment is $1,300, right? And this hypothetically speaking, that this you got to pay 13, and you may find a 2019, okay, with like 20,000 miles on it, and your down payment is still going to be $1,300. Now it may change based off the interest rates and whatever the finance stuff that you may be required to pay more for this car, but just take that as something, as a takeaway, to know that at the end of the day, whatever you get, whatever you choose, is going to be something that's going to be beneficial. It's going to be in your price range, and they're going to set it up. So like I said, I'm a truck driver, so I have an out-of-state license of where I live. I live in South Carolina, and I have Georgia license, right? But me being a truck driver, I'm all over the state. So once I found the car that I wanted, now the first thing, I was going to get this Mazda. This is the car that I wanted, the Mazda 6. So I searched, did YouTube. I looked at the features. It had everything that I was looking for. It was nice, it was small, it was around my budget, and it wasn't nothing too big and too sporty, right? So in doing that, I did everything. That was the neighbor waving to me. I was like, hey. So doing that, got the car, I went online, and I started applying for it. Now, here's what I like. Once you apply for the car, they immediately take the car off of the market and put it in what's called a pending purchase, right? So this pending purchase was not allowing anybody else to grab the car from you. Basically, kind of like I'm holding this car for you so no one else can get it. So I did all my stuff, got a phone call, I put in my pay stubs, put in my information as far as my license, everything that they ask you, because they ask you proof of everything, right? So once it got down to the license part of the documents that they required, I'm gonna try to make the video real short. Then they called me and it was like, hey, we'll need some proof of residency, like, because you know you want to get the car registered in South Carolina, you have to have a South Carolina license or an ID card, or you have to be a resident in South Carolina with like a address or somewhere where your car is going to be garaged at for that time of you having it. And so me being a truck driver, I can't just change my license because, you know, I got to go through all the steps and go through all that, take all the tests and all that stuff. And I just didn't want to go through that. And they were understanding, they were helpful. And that's what I like about them. Now, this particular person that I talked to, this rep, I was telling them everything. I'm like, hey, look, I can't change everything. And they was like, all right, let's see what we can do. They sent over the information. They got it approved. But for some reason, and it's okay because South Carolina is very strict about registering cars and everything. You have to be legit. So that's something that you take away. That's something that, you know, wherever you are, make sure that you're buying your car where you live and what state you in, and it's going to help you out. And I got another tip for that too. So got through that. It was like a week and a half, okay? Week and a half, talking to different applicants, and they just kept denying it because I couldn't get the license. Even though I showed the residence, I showed that I work in South Carolina, like this is where my job is, this is where I live, but I have Georgia license. They would not allow me to register in that state. So I done talked to 12 different people that some said I could, the others said I couldn't, some said I could, and the others said that. So that was a headache. It was just a headache going back and forth. And I was talking to supervisors and managers and everybody, and no one could give me, like, help me in that point. So after about 2.5 weeks talking, I lost the car. Because what happened was they'll put you on a 24-hour lock. They'll lock you in for 24 hours, and it kept locking me in, and then they kind of increased that time, right? Added more time to it. So after that 48 hour or however long that they increased it, I missed the deadline for holding the car. And as soon as that went away, boom, the car was gone. Somebody else had it. I was like, bruh, why me? So in doing that, I did all that stuff, did everything I needed to do. I actually went, I said, all right, I'm going to try to get this again, try to find another car. I called the DMV. They told me what I needed to do. I'm like, I cannot just go down here and retest and redo everything. Talk to them. I called back. I found another car, right? Found this particular car. And I called to talk to them. I said, hey, look, I'm a truck driver. I can't switch my license. Is there something that we can do, or we can talk to them to where I can show that this is where I live, this is where the car is going to be garaged, to where I can get it, you know, registered in your state, in this state of Georgia, not Georgia, I'm sorry, in South Carolina. So talking to them, they was like, well, listen, now after these 12 and 10 people, they was like, well, listen, now what you can do, you can do what's called, so, sorry, that was my sister-in-law, it's her birthday today. So what I was doing was, I talked to them and they said, hey, look, well, we can do this for you. We can register the car in Georgia because you have Georgia license, and we can deliver it to you. I was like, bruh. I'm like, why didn't the first person tell me that? Why didn't they just tell me in the beginning, you know, that you can register in the out of state? So I sent them over my pay stubs, right? Remember in the beginning, I already did everything. So once they did everything, they got my license and I got a new car. Then they started looking at my pay stubs real hard. Now this issue, we got the license right away. We got where we was going to register it at in Georgia and still deliver it in South Carolina, which was boom, that's bad, that's good. It's real good. Now it's the pay stub. Okay, because I'm a truck driver, you know, we get paid weekly and we make X amount of dollars, right? So let's just say we make, you know, 12 to 1500 a week, and they see that, but it's like, now it's an online dealership, so they're real strict about their cars, about their documents. It's got to be legit. If it ain't in a PDF form coming from some source, they're going to deny it, and they're not going to give you anything because they're going to think is that it's a scam. So now I've got this. Now this is another headache that I'm going through, but it's okay. I sent them all that, and it was like, well, can you send us bank statements that support your direct deposits? I'm like, listen, I got 3 or 4 different accounts that this money go into. I can't just give you, I could, but I can't. I don't want to just give you all these bank statements from all 4 or 5 of my. Just look at the bottom on the back of my settlement. It shows you these accounts where it shows you everything that go into it. So make sure that when you put in your banking information or your pay stubs from your jobs, make sure you have at least a month's worth, because I sent them a month's worth to show them that, hey, look, I get paid this amount every week, and then you do the math, and then that'll kind of give you an idea of how much I'll be able to pay monthly. So I sent that over, talked to some support. They got that part approved. Once I sent over everything, and they was able to see that, okay, yeah, we see your deposits going into the same account that you have your payment coming out of for my down payment. I said, yes, look at that. That will help you. So with that, doing everything, after talking to people on and on, I talked to them on the phone, and they got me approved, right? Got me approved. Now it's time to do the delivery part. Put in the address where I want to deliver. I was supposed to get delivered, I want to say on the 18th or something like that. So call them. This is the thing. You guys have to stay on them because, excuse me, you got to stay on them because they will call you. They will send you emails. But when it comes down to those deadlines will kick you out. It will kick you out of the system. And then you have to start the purchase process all over again. And it's getting hot. This is mask, but I'll leave it here. It will kick you out of it, right? So I'm like, all right, my car supposed to be delivered on this day. And, you know, I'll be in town right here, and I'll be able to set it up. That didn't happen. I missed it again, right? So I'm like, man. So I called the advocate, spoke to them on the phone. They were very helpful. They even took some money off because I have experienced so much. I was going through so many problems. And they approved, so they approved my documents, they approved my residence, they approved my my license, then they approved my bank stuff. After, and I'm like, all right, so now we got to go through the purchase. I want it delivered on this day. So I picked the day to get it delivered, and that was on the 27th, right? So make sure when you choose your delivery day, make sure you are there, and that's the day you want, because if you have to change anything, this is something that I did not know. If you have to change, whether it's the time, whether it's the location, whether it's the address, you're going to miss the whole purchase, and you're going to start all over again. So they allowed me to not only change the address, instead of them delivering it to my house, to my apartment, because then I would have to drive my 18-wheeler, my truck down, and then figure out how I'm gonna get it back to, you know, to my terminal, to the yard. I was like, well, can you all deliver it to my job? And it was like, yeah, as long as you got enough space and it's wide open, because you give them an address, I guess they do like a little Google Earth or something like that, and they look at the area and it's like, oh yeah, we most definitely can bring it there. So cool. Talk to them, got them to bring it there, to deliver it there. Now I'm waiting a week or so, and I'm like, hey, look, I need you guys to call and approve my down payment so I don't miss the deadline. So here's the thing, anybody that dealing with like credit unions and stuff like that, when they have like to put a hold or anything on your account, it kind of kicks them out, right, for security purposes, which is cool. Once they get approved, you'll be in to get clear, and you have to go through everything on the app, and you can follow all of that stuff. Once you signed in, they'll send you all your steps and verifications, signing all your documents, signing all your paperwork. You literally do everything online. You don't have to be sitting next to someone. Because of this pandemic that we're in, you're practicing social distancing, and it's a better experience, right? So now I'm excited. I got the car that I want, got everything I need, and we getting ready to make it do. So when they come to deliver the car, a lot of people call out, But so my sister-in-law just got in the car. It's her birthday today.
Hey.
Woo, hey. Y'all shout out to her for her birthday. She turned 56.
You ain't funny.
56, and we about to get in. So when I come back on the next video, I'm gonna give y'all like a full, like I guess walk through, walk around, and then I'm gonna tell you about my delivery experience and how they fucked up the hood, well, the roof. Was that the roof or the hood? This is the roof, the headliner. This part they messed it up. So yeah, we gonna go do some stuff and then kick it and chill, and boom, y'all be blessed. We see.
Around the city with my drop top.